There are four time frames that you will need to analyze the chart with, and these four time frames give you a clue on what you should be doing at interval. The first time frame tells you where price is going to, that means direction. Second time frame tells you the market structure, that means how price is going to that direction. The third time frame tells you the point of interest, that means where you are going to be willing to follow price to go to where price is likely going to. And the fourth time frame tells you the point of entry, that means the point at which you're going to enter the trade. I'm going to show you how to use all of these time frames to probably analyze the markets using a live trade example. But before going to that, if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Divine, and what I do here is document how I trade and make videos that will help improve how you approach trading. If you want to see something like this, I want you to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to be using GBP to show you how to use these four time frames in this particular class. Remember, I said to you that you only need four time frames. The first time frame that tells you direction, second time frame that gives you market structure, the third time frame that tells you point of interest, and the last time frame that tells you point of entry. And for us to simply analyze a particular pair, which is simply GBP, we want to apply these four steps. The first step is simply go to the time frame that tells us direction, and in this case, it's simply going to be daily time frame. And now for daily time frame to tell you direction, you want to simply use support and resistance to identify direction. And for us to do it, we want to simply zoom in properly and see the overall picture of where price is coming from and where price is going to. In this case, we can see that price is coming from this low and price is heading to this high. And for us to draw our support and resistance level, here is likely going to be our support. And here is going to be our resistance. And the reason is because this is the best way to get at least plenty touches as possible. Now, if you were to interpret this particular support and resistance, you would see that at every point price gets support, price always tends to buy to what? Resistance. And at every point price gets resistance, price tends to sell to support. In this case, price has gotten to support, most likely price is heading towards resistance. And for us to know if price is going to go to this resistance, we want to simply identify the key level and use the key level to understand market structure. In this case, here is simply our what? Support key level, and here is our resistance key level. Now I want to simply go to the next time frame and use these key levels to understand market structure, and that next time frame is simply a 4 hours time frame. Now on the 4 hours time frame, for us to simply understand market structure, we want to focus on the key levels. That means we're only going to focus on what price did when price got to the key level and how price behaved at the key levels. In this case, when price got to the resistance key level, price was basically giving us lower lows and lower highs, right? This is the support key level, and here is the resistance key level. And when price got to this resistance key level, price gave us this high, this low, this high. I couldn't take out the previous high, this low, this high, and then this low that caused the key level. Now in this whole market structure, the key level is the last low, and here is simply the last high. Now we are working on this last high and last low to understand where price or how price is going to go to where price is going to. In this case here, we are assuming that price is simply in an uptrend because price is reacting from a support key level and most likely price might go to the what? Resistance key level. And for us to know if price is going to go to the resistance key level, we want to simply understand how price behave from this particular last high to this point here. That from this last high to this point here, there has to be a demand zone or a supply zone that price is likely going to fail to confirm that price is going to go to the what? Resistance key level. Remember, on daily time frame, price is on the support level, and most likely price might go to the what? Resistance key level. And I'm saying to you that on this particular 4 hours time frame, that this high is the last high and this low is the last high. That between this high and this low, there has to be a supply zone that price is going to fail to confirm that price is going to go to the upside. In this case, here is simply that supply zone. Here is supply zone that price need to fill for price to continue to the upside. And for us to know if it's going to fail, we want to simply go to the 1 hour time frame and refine it to become a point of interest on the 1 hour time frame. Now, 1 hour time frame is the third time frame. Remember, the first time frame is the one that tells us direction. Second time frame tells us market structure, and this one now is telling us what? Point of interest. Now, for me to define this particular point to become a point of interest, I'm simply going to be using here as a point of interest. And if you look closely, this point of interest is very valid for itself because there's liquidity, and price have gotten to the point of interest to trigger itself. In this case here, we are going to know if this sell is going to be valid or not by simply studying how price moved from this low to this high. Now, if you look closely, when price was moving from this low to this high, price was giving us demand zone. In this case, here is the demand zone, and here is also a demand zone, right? That if price fails this first demand zone, we're expecting price to go to the next demand zone. And in this case, price has failed this demand zone, and the point where price got to when price failed this demand zone is simply the new high, right? In this case, here is the new high, and here is the low that will confirm that price is simply going to go to the downside, and this low has been taken out. Now what this means is this, that since this low has been taken out, here now becomes the new high, and most likely price is going to create a new low somewhere around this particular point here. Now what I want to do now is simply understand how price behave from this point to the current point where price is, to identify an entry on the next time frame, which is what? 15 minutes time frame. Now, on the 15 minutes time frame, we are simply identifying what? An entry. That means what we're doing here is simply to identify the point of entry. And if you look closely, since price have taken out this particular previous low, price has to give us a retracement to continue itself. And if you look closely, between this high and this low, need to be a supply zone that price is simply going to use to continue the sell. And in this case, here is going to be an obvious supply zone for price to simply come back to, for us to have a sell. That means our point of entry is simply going to be at this zone here, and then we'll look down for a sell to this particular point of interest on the 1 hour time frame. What we want to simply do is simply wait for price to simply buy to the upside, like this, buy to the upside, and then sell to this point here. And my entry is going to be like this for a sell, from here for a sell. Here's going to be our full TP, and most likely our stop loss is going to be just above this point here for a 1:6 risk to reward. Now this is basically how I go from higher time frame down to lower time frame to identify my point of entry, because the main thing here is simply identify a point of entry. Now chances are that price might simply not buy to this point. Chances are that price is simply going to buy to this point. My duty is simply to wait for price to come to this level, and I simply take a trade. So whatever price does and price does around here is none of my business. I'm simply going to wait and see price trade out in this place, and then I'll look for a sell opportunity to downside. That'll be all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.